Meher Sharma was never a girl who chased danger. She believed in safety, plans, soft-spoken dreams. A 25-year-old architecture intern from Jaipur, India, her dream was simple: to help restore heritage structures across the world. That dream led her to Seoul, South Korea, on a prestigious 6-month exchange program, where she worked on renovating a centuries-old palace just outside the city. She had no idea that one late evening at the palace site would change her life forever. That night, she stayed back to photograph some intricate carvings. But a scream, a sharp sound, gunfire, split the air. She turned toward the noise and saw something she wasn't meant to. Men in black suits, a deal gone wrong, and at the center of it all, Kim Tae-hyung, the man every underground whisper feared, Korea's most dangerous mafia king. He saw her. She ran. She didn't get far. They took her, not cruelly, not violently, just efficiently. She woke up in a sprawling estate built like a fortress where sunlight rarely touched the marble. The first time she saw him again, he was seated behind a grand piano, playing something haunting and slow. "You saw something you shouldn't have," he said, without looking up. "I swear I won't say anything," she whispered. "I don't kill innocents," he replied. "But I don't trust anyone either." Why is his voice so calm? Why isn't he threatening me? He didn't lock her in a dungeon. Instead, he gave her a suite, with books, Indian food, sketch pads, even a window. But she was still a prisoner. Only, he started to change. He noticed the way she hummed while sketching. He brought her mango lassi when she looked homesick. She challenged him, not with violence, but with silence, with a fire in her eyes. "You don't act like someone scared," he said one day. "Maybe I am," she replied. "But fear doesn't mean obedience." Something cracked in him. Rain lashed the windows. Meher couldn't sleep. She found herself wandering toward the sound of a piano. Tae-hyung sat shirtless in the lounge, scars mapping his body like stories never told. "I never asked for this life," he said, pouring himself another glass. "Then walk away," she challenged. "And do what?" "Be a man no one fears." She stepped closer. Slowly. "Maybe someone just needs to love you without fear." Their eyes locked. And for the first time, he looked breakable. He reached for her hand, not to pull, not to own, to ask. She didn't resist. Their first kiss was not lust. It was a slow ache, a question, a surrender. His lips pressed against hers, one hand tracing her jaw, the other slipping around her waist. He carried her to the bed, laying her down like she was made of something holy. He undressed her gently, reverently, kissing each exposed inch, her collarbone, her spine, her thighs. "You're trembling," he whispered. "Not from fear," she breathed. "From wanting." Their bodies met like two waves crashing and curling into one. He took his time, his fingers exploring, his mouth tracing, his body responding to hers like music. She arched into him, moaning softly, whispering his name. "No one has ever touched me like this, not to take, but to feel. You're not a prisoner tonight," he said, holding her close. "I never was," she whispered. "Not with you." They made love slowly, deeply, his kisses lingering, her sighs soft and endless. He held her afterward, their limbs tangled, their hearts exposed. Weeks passed. Their connection deepened, not just physically, but emotionally. She laughed again. He smiled more. He began working from home just to be near her. Then, one night under the stars, he stood before her with a ring carved with an ancient Korean symbol of protection. "Marry me," he said simply. "Not because you have to, but because I can't breathe without you anymore." She didn't hesitate. They married quietly, in his private palace garden under lantern lights and jasmine flowers. She wore a deep red lehenga. He wore a tailored black sherwani. No priest, no crowd. Just two souls sealing something sacred. "You're my queen," he whispered as he tied a red thread around her wrist. "And you're the only danger I'll ever run toward," she said. That night, everything slowed. Tae-hyung undressed her with shaking hands, not from nervousness but reverence. He kissed her shoulders, her waist, the soft curve of her thighs. He explored her body with devotion, lips brushing her inner thighs, fingers tracing her spine, her breath catching as he whispered Korean words she didn't yet know, but felt. When he entered her, she gasped, not in pain, but in release. Their bodies moved in perfect rhythm, her hips meeting his, her nails digging lightly into his back. They moved faster, slower, deeper, whispering each other's names, eyes locked, no secrets left. This is what forever feels like. Not loud. Just sacred. They made love twice more that night, once under the moonlight, once before dawn, her legs wrapped around his waist, his hands gripping her hips, his mouth claiming her again and again. Sunlight painted gold over tangled sheets. She lay against his chest, his heartbeat steady beneath her cheek. "Are you happy, Mrs. Kim?" he asked. Terrified, she smiled. "But yes." He kissed her forehead. "Then I'll protect your smile with blood if I have to."